I'm going to be working through your Rationalizing Radicals and Quiz Review worksheet. I'm only going to work through problems 1 through 23 on these videos, but if you're having trouble, you can come and look at these and see one way that I would work it out. It's not the only way to work it out, so you might have a different way that still gets you the correct answer. I'm going to divide these videos into each line, so this video is going to be problems 1 through 4, then I'll do 5 through 8, 9 through 12, and so on. So I'm going to start with problem 1, which is the square root of 1 over 4. Now, when I look at this, this is the same as the square root of 1 divided by the square root of 4. That's one of the properties we went over. Square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, and my answer is 1/2. Problem 2, very similar. We have the square root of 8 divided by 144. Now, you can look to see if 8 over 144 might reduce to a nice fraction, but I see 144 there, and so I'm going to go ahead and split that up. I know that 144 is a perfect square, so I'm going to go ahead and just knowing that 12 is going to end up in my denominator. Now the square root of 8 is going to be 2 times the square root of 2. My last step there is to reduce that. 2 divided by 12 is 1 over 6, and there's my final answer. 3. I have the square root of 75 divided by the square root of 3. Now, the difference here in what we had in 1 and 2 is you actually have two different square roots, one in the numerator and one in the denominator. Now, square root of 75 and square root of 3, neither of those are perfect squares. But what I can do is I can combine both of those underneath one square root and get the square root of 75 over 3. I know that that equals 25, which gives me the square root of that is 5. Lastly on here, on this row, I see the square root of 128 divided by 4 times the square root of 2. Now, just like in number 3, I still can combine that to be one big square root. The only thing that I have to do here is I've got to treat that as 1/4. So that 4 is going to stay in the denominator there. Now 128 divided by 2, that's going to be 64, which basically goes up in my numerator. The square root of 64 is 8. So I've got 1/4 times 8, which is basically 8 divided by 4, which gives me my final answer of 2. And it kind of, that went off the page a little bit. My final answer is 2.